It was a punk rock day. A show came on, so I decided to stay. It wasn't good, I watched it anyway. Oh, yeah, that is a punk rock day. Yeah, that is a punk rock day. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Punk Rock Review, home of a bunch of opinionated crap you don't care about, also the home of the feedback you provide that we don't care about, keeps us on an even playing field, and we like that. Real quick shout out to our sponsor, absolutely no one, feel bad and give us money. Anyhow, moving straight into it today, moving straight into it after we, of course, put up our credentials because we are professional gamers after all. Moving straight into it today, we are going to be talking about our final review of Diablo 4. That's right, Diablo 4. We did our little, impressions and firsts and stuff like that on it and whatnot. But now, after having completed the campaign, after having dabbled with a little bit of some other aspects of, the game itself, after diving into, the first kind of season of what they're doing and stuff like that, in the post-game offerings and such, well, what can be said about this one? Well, hands down, if you are a Diablo fan and you have played the first one, the second one, let's be honest, most of the people haven't played the first one. A lot of people have played the second one from the reboot and whatnot. Back in the day, we played the second one, only a little bit and stuff like that when we were at our friends' houses because, let's be honest, we didn't have a computer and we didn't have any video games that were, really good. We got our Nintendo when the Super Nintendo came out, and it was great. We got to finally play Mario Twins. But let's kind of dive into this, man. If you have followed Diablo, man, and you've played any of the other iterations, man, especially the Resurrected Part 2, man, or Diablo 3 and stuff like that, man, Diablo 4 definitely puts those ones, man, on a lower tier when you kind of add the art direction and style, man, that they've kind of gone to. The gameplay and stuff is so fluid and whatnot. Man, they've done so much stuff that is so great and so much better, man, than what the other ones offered. Now, of course, that's subjective, man. You got those that are in love with Part 2, and hell, we even like Part 2 a lot. But, if we are going to look at it from a graphical standpoint and from a, animations in the game standpoint and from a capabilities of the hardware running the games to, this point, versus what they could do for them and stuff back in the day, well then of course, this one definitely puts those other ones in a lower tier spot, man, from what it offers and stuff. Even Diablo 3, man, it's kind of hard to look at that one. We dabbled with that one again, not too long back and such. This one is just so much more fluid, man. It's so much more modern and whatnot, and for a modern take on gaming and stuff like that, it's definitely where the kind of best aspects of what Diablo offers is going to be. Now, you can argue that, sure, that's the case, or that's definitely not the case, depending on your personal opinion and views, but let's be honest, this is our show, so we don't care about those. Anyhow, Diablo 4, man, yeah, it has some great offerings, man, gameplay, graphics, all that, man, definitely on point, especially compared to the older iterations that are out there. Not that the older ones are bad, we love us some Diablo 2 and 3, okay? Let's be honest, we never played Diablo 1, if we're being all the way honest, but we played Diablo 2 before Diablo 2 was ever resurrected and stuff like that, so, we definitely been playing games for a while. Just because we didn't have a Nintendo when Nintendo was out and didn't get it until Super Nintendo was out, doesn't mean we didn't have an Atari, a Game Boy, and, at some point along those lines, shortly thereafter, a Game Gear and shit like that, as well as all of our little Tiger handheld electronics. We definitely played games, okay? And we had a shit tons of them, and, eventually we caught up, and eventually, when we found out where our mom kept her purse, we caught up even more. So, we can talk about gaming, but obviously we are the professionals here. Diablo 4, man, the story is good, the campaign is good, the gameplay is good, the graphics are good, the music's good. Man, there are, of course, a little frustrating, kind of aspects here and there, but they do so well, man, at even being able to kind of redo your skills in the game, and being able to kind of just go off in any direction that you want, whether your character's leveled or not. Man, there's so much stuff that they do right, and there's so much stuff that is worth playing in this one that if if you are a fan of Diablo, or we'll go even further, man, if you are a fan of any kind of top-down, kind of, action-y kind of gameplay, man, you're gonna find some stuff that you love in here. The different classes, while some of the stuff might overlap and feel similar, man, play entirely different, and that's another great thing that it's got going for it. Now, let's talk about some comparisons to other games, man. There was times when we were playing Diablo 4 that we were like, man, this really makes us miss the Ascent. And, the Ascent is definitely, nothing along the lines of what Diablo is, man. It's, it's that, kind of, cyberpunky type future kind of, aspect, man, with guns and more realism and such, even though in a scientific-y realism and stuff, versus the kind of magic wielding kind of fantasy realm and stuff like that of the monsters and things of that line. But there were definitely times, man, when playing Diablo 4 where we're like, man, we really want to go back and play the Ascent just because of the gameplay elements that are kind of offered and such, in it and stuff. And that's not to say the Ascent doesn't have monsters and stuff in it. They're there. But Diablo 4 does so much stuff right, man. And, there's so much kind of greatness to it and stuff with the different classes, the different offerings that it has. Man, the replayability of this one and the aspects of it and stuff that you really can fall in love with, especially with how fluid the combat and animations and everything like that are, man. It's a very, very good job, man, that Blizzard did knocking it kind of out of the park and whatnot. So, best game ever, subjective, man, depends on what you like. Worst game ever, absolutely not even in the running for it and stuff like that. Are there other games that, you can kind of play and get your kind of, niche filled and stuff as far as like, man, I'm craving playing that type of game? For us, yes, absolutely. Now, that's not to say that, kind of some different story aspects or anything here and there, wouldn't be an issue or a problem and stuff. But, again, that's all for, the player to decide and enjoy and go from there. So, there you go. Diablo 4, man, amazing job that Blizzard did. Really, really good job on kind of, turning it, kind of into another must-play kind of game and whatnot. Definitely knocked it out of the park with the campaign and story, man. You could pick it up, run through that, and feel like you got your money's worth of it and stuff without diving into any of the additional content that's offered and stuff through the seasons or anything like that, man. But, you actually can add stuff like the hardcore mode and such to challenge yourself and go through. And that's something that we loved on Diablo 3, man, was just making a character, getting to about level 20 to 40, something like that, and then fucking dying. It's like, damn it, that's some bullshit. But, most of it was our fault. Maybe once or twice it wasn't. That's just how it goes. Great stuff in there, man. Play it, don't play it. We don't care. We just want your money. Diablo 4, overall review. What can be said about this one? It gets a good old-fashioned PG, because it's pretty good. So, there you go. Anyhow, what's next on our list today? Well, we got to dive into some other games, see what else we can kind of go through and, play and beat. We're working on a couple titles right now, and we'll go from there. So, there you go. We're off to the next thing. You guys have a good one. You probably didn't. We'll catch you next time. Probably won't.